top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Actually, midday, 12:03 here in Sydney, Australia. What's happening, people? We have another. Welcome back to the Fantasyland football stream. Let us know if you can hear us well. Let us know we're all good. There is about 12 people in with us right now.
Yeah, how do I sound? Do I sound good?
Yeah, I think you definitely sound good. I mean, we'll see what happens. PPR mock draft today for the 2022 NFL fantasy football season. If you want, please.
If you're nasty.
Join the Discord. Make sure you like this video. And if you want to be part of these mock drafts, Fantasyland or solo.to/Fantasyland football, where you can join our Discord.
You know what? If you want to be a part of these mock drafts, I have actually pasted the link in the comments, and it's a pinned comment. I made it so easy.
It's a pinned comment, and that's
what's
so important here. That the pinned comment is where you can go in mock draft. If you're watching this now, if you're watching this later, be part of that.
It'll be in the description if you're watching it later, and in the comments.
Also, one more thing, as we are plugging our life into this live stream, we have a Dynasty channel. That also should be in the description as well.
Sorry, just Wahab, we're gonna paste a link here soon. It's not there just yet. We're gonna paste it here soon. We're just telling people how they can get in the Discord.
Yeah, we have.
Badaki, sorry, you were talking about our Dynasty channel.
Yes, we have a Dynasty channel, which we are really excited about. So make sure you go follow that. That's also should be in the description. Dynasty Land Football. Essentially, it's so hard to say. It's Fantasyland Dynasty Football, in my opinion.
It's really not hard to say at all.
I just always get mixed up because I always say Dynasty
Fantasyland,
Football.
Dynasty Football.
I always say,
or you can call it Dynastyland, whatever you want to call it.
Dynastyland.
The link is in the chat. 16 people watching. Let's get to 16 likes. Drop a like in 3, 2, 1. Do it. Sound like a. But wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. So
Scrub
many
Daddy.
people.
Okay, we got a PPR mock today, guys, and pretty excited about it. We are mocking as if it is 2022. So not what happened in 2021, but as if it is 2022. So why don't you go and switch to the other screen, and I'm going to go ahead and paste the link in the Discord. Here is the link to join tonight's mock draft. And I'm going to pay. This is first come, first serve, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and paste it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
What's up, Dave? What's up, Cold World, Wahad, Gator Fan? What's up, Sean? What's up, John or Jay? Was it John or I think it was JK or John K. Sorry, I know we butchered that last time.
Come on, bro. Okay, one thing you have to know about Badaki, literally the worst person I've ever met with names. Not good at remembering them, not good at pronouncing them. If we ever are learning about a new prospect, it's just you just have to hope he doesn't cuss while he's trying to figure out how to say the person's name.
I make up my own name as I go. Yeah. Essentially, we have 2 more spots here. I see Tebow, Cold World, Dave, Sean, Al Season, Dante, Mad Nerd.
If you're watching this later, again, link is in the description to join our Discord. That's how you get in these mock drafts.
We got one more spot, guys.
Wahab, Gator, Sean, John, Wahab, Cole. Thanks for joining, boys. Thanks for saying what's up in the chat. How's everybody doing? What's everybody doing today? Okay, do we have... Yeah, we have 1 spot left. All right, let me tell people. 1 spot left. And we're full.
Nah, Ravens. Are we?
Yeah, and we're full.
Are you serious?
Nope, we're not.
No, we still have 1 more spot.
I saw someone claim the spot of that draft, so someone just moved. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
1 spot left.
Number 7.
Raven, you can join, brother. You can join.
Ravens kicked. I just missed it.
I just put the link in the YouTube chat as well.
Let me just refresh. I wonder if that's a glitch. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it probably was a glitch because I didn't see it.
What, is he in there?
It's Garrett.
I don't see anyone in there.
Refresh your page. Refresh? Yeah, maybe refresh your page because it won't let me in. Yeah, sorry about that. I think it was just a glitch on my screen.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we are full. All right, let's go ahead and get this popping. Just so everybody knows, but Aki will show them the format. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Some people do 3, but we have 2 flexes instead. A tight end, 5 bench spots. We're going to change it. It's 60 seconds on the clock. We will change it to 30 seconds at some point. But we're going to go ahead and start this draft, and Tebow is on the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I see Garrett said I clicked it 100 times, and it was weird for me too. Yeah, maybe it was just glitching the sleeper website or something.
Sorry, guys. I mean, when everyone's trying to get in, sometimes the website's like, what do I do?
Yeah, sometimes it just all goes crazy, but what's happening?
But thanks, guys, for joining. I hope that you're going to enjoy this content, and we see JT off the board at the 1, the biggest surprise so far.
Yeah.
Not.
GG's.
It is black, not. If you know, you know.
And this is a PPR redraft mock draft, guys.
Yep.
So it's not Dynasty. I know we've been doing Dynasty for a couple weeks, but it's going to be.
Although we do have a mock draft tomorrow, a Dynasty startup mock draft on our Dynasty channel.
Yeah, it's going to be a part very, very interesting just to see where all. I think what's interesting for me, the Alvins, the Dalvins, the Ecklers, the Mixons, Henry, where these guys are all going. And I mean, we've seen 4 of these guys already go off. 3 of these guys go off the board.
CMC is the 7th player off the board. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So I think this is the biggest question is the first round. I think we all know who's going to be the 101, but who's going to be the 102? It can go any way. It could be CMC to Henry to Alvin to Dalvin.
The thing is, nothing like CMC at the 7 looks crazy, but you can justify taking any of the players that went before him. So it's going to be super interesting to see how this pans out as we get closer and closer towards the season.
Yeah, there goes Coop,
okay, so
the first wide receiver.
Justin,
Coop and Justin Jefferson. I wonder which way you're gonna go here. I mean, I think I know.
Yeah, there's not a running back on the board that I want at this point, and I am assuming that Rodgers is going to be gone.
Yeah.
So
let's try to show the people who saw.
Honestly, I'll just be honest. It's between Tyreek and Chase right now for me, and I think I'm gonna go Jamar Chase. Tyreek's probably the right option, but I think I'm gonna go Jamar Chase here.
Okay.
Where will he be ranked? That's my question to myself. Where will he be ranked in redraft leagues by the time we get to redraft season?
Man, I think these are the top 3. It's just depending on which way.
I think he's top 5. I think he's guaranteed top 5. I just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is why I want to do a late pick, because I don't know who was going to fall to me. I didn't know if Joe's going to be available or one of those 3 wide receivers was going to be available to me. Man.
Yeah, you wanted one of those 3 or Joe, but I mean Tyreek's there. Tyreek's great value there at the 1.12.
Yeah, and I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go with a guy that was a top 5 running back all year until he got hurt. I'm going to go Swifty.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We'll take Swifty first, and let's look at wide receivers.
I mean, Swifty and Tyreek, that would be crazy.
It would be crazy, and that's what I'm considering. I'm just looking at the running back room right now.
Garrett says it's just crazy how late CMC is going now, and you're not wrong, man. It is crazy. I mean, he's been the 101 for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Swift and Tyreek because it is a double. We have two wide receivers and 2 super flex and.
No, 2 flex. There's no
2
super
flex,
flex
not super flex. Sorry, 2 flex. Sorry about that. But yeah,
it's okay, man. Okay.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Hey, man. It's okay.
Hi, Blazy. What's going on? You missed Blaze, bro. She had the crazy zoomies earlier. She was going wild. Yeah, she was just I thought she was gonna break something. That's how crazy she was.
I'm assuming Melvin's not gonna be back. By the way, when I made that.
Yeah, and look, Javonte is great here. What's that one? The 7, 8, 9. He's a 10th running back off the board there.
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
I mean, Chubb was on the board, Gibson was on the board, Saquon, Zeke, but Akers, I just feel like he was the one I trusted the most out of who was available.
Yeah, look, and
Debo is an interesting pick there. I definitely was considering Debo as well.
Yeah, Firefighters on Twitch there says Cam Akers going to be a sleeper next year, and I agree. I think he's going to fall really low. I mean, he still hasn't gone here. It's going to be interesting to see where he's gone. If you watch our video on buy or sell on our Dynasty channel, that we have a buy or sell on Cam Akers, and Zach and I, we are both opposite. Zach wants to sell and I want to buy. So that's very interesting.
I mean, I'll leave, you can go find that video on our Dynasty channel if you want to hear the full thoughts, but it's just the injury, really.
Yeah, it's really the injury for him.
In the history around that injury. All right, so we see a lot of wide receivers going off the board, and I think that's going to be pretty common in drafts this year. I think we're going to see wide receivers be a much bigger focus for people's teams than running backs. At this point, it's probably 50-50. 6, 7,
it's definitely 50-50.
And 11 running backs off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 wide receivers. So it is pretty much 50-50.
It's going to be interesting to see
what happens. Swifty.
50-50, get swifty.
Get swifty.
And I always say this. It's just going to be interesting to see. I feel like in a redraft perspective, we don't know what the first and second round is going to look like. But in a dynasty perspective, we kind of understand who's going to be in the first 8. I
think we know the general gist. It's just the free agency and the draft will heavily impact some of those players.
Yeah, 100%.
For example, Devontae Adams. If Rodgers leaves and he's franchise tagged with Jordan Love, where does he? Because that's a very real possibility. Mm-hmm. Think about it. If you're Green Bay and Rodgers wants to leave, would you? You would want Jordan Love to have someone like Devontae Adams on the team.
Yeah.
So you probably tag him.
Yeah.
As much as that sucks for him, but then where does he go? And guys like Debo and AJ.
Yeah.
What's Debo look like with Trey?
Yeah. And this is another Firefighter even said on Twitch. He said would Metcalf be a high if Wilson is traded? That's another good question.
Would he be this high in the draft?
Yeah, or will he just be a high prospect? Who would be that quarterback out there in Seattle? We just don't know. Or if they're going to go rookie, if Wilson even gets traded.
Maybe DK is traded. Maybe they do a full rebuild. Probably not. I mean, DK is so young. If Russ is not there, DK won't be a second round pick anymore. Let's say it's a rookie or it's some unproven veteran, or maybe it's Jameson Williams in Seattle. Or sorry, Jameson Williams. Jameis Winston. Then DK probably moves to a 4th round pick. There we see T off the board.
Yeah, with Tebow's team, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb at the 212 with T. Higgins. I mean, I think
T's
that's
the 11th wide receiver off the board there.
Then Cole Worrell with Henry and Akers. I don't mind it. I think he believes in Derrick Henry and where he's going to come back. Same with Cam Akers. I believe in Cam Akers more than Derrick Henry. This is redraft, so yeah.
I believe in Derrick more than Cam for sure.
I definitely believe in both of them in a redraft perspective. So it's going to be interesting to see who he takes. Maybe he goes another running back or wide receiver. This is where the wide receiver gets iffy. These are all question marks.
Yep.
Terry, Michael Thomas, Chris Godwin, Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans. Who's going to be his quarterback? Who's going to be Deontay Johnson's quarterback? Allen Robinson. All these guys are so many question marks on, either their injuries, their quarterback play, or just their future on that team. It's so many questions.
I was really hoping to get CeeDee Lamb on the return. So I think Amari's gone. I think they're going to try and trade Amari Cooper. Because Cooper's not happy, and he shouldn't be. I mean, he was barely used this year.
Well, Jerry Jones
he's in his prime.
I'm pretty sure right after that playoff, or not playoff, I think it was week 18 or week 17, Jerry Jones was like, I'm disappointed on the production that Amari Cooper has been putting in.
It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, he's not getting the opportunities. Of course he's not producing if he's not getting the ball.
And there goes Elijah Mitchell, a guy that we just recorded a video on if we were going to buy or sell. And that's what Firefighter's asking. I'm surprised Elijah Mitchell is still on the board. He showed some upside. I agree. I think I agree. He definitely shows some upside. And it's so 50-50. Once that video releases,
I think that's probably the right place for him.
Yeah, you kind of understand our thought process. But it's very, very interesting with Elijah Mitchell. It was Mike Evans.
Okay, so Mike Evans goes in D-Hop. Akers We've got Cole on YouTube saying Akers has been explosive.
Yeah,
He's been decent.
I'm
not blown away
I feel like Zach's
by
not,
him like other people are.
I said this in the Dynasty video, and I think you guys should really watch it to understand it. You guys, like, we haven't seen someone tear their Achilles and then play in the season and year that they tore their Achilles.
It doesn't mean he's gonna have. It doesn't mean the longevity is gonna be there just because he's come back earlier. Do you know what I mean?
And
just because he come back early doesn't mean that he's.
No, but I think this is the first time we've seen that, and this is the first time we've actually seen a fast recovery and a strong recovery, in my opinion, with the opportunity to play in the same season that he tore his Achilles in, with a good, strong, explosive. I think he looks great when he hits the hole. He's still very strong, in my opinion. So,
you think that's too early for T at 3-1? By the way, Hunter Renfrow that early is interesting. I don't think it's too early because you guys know I'm a T lover. I'm in love with T Higgins. I think he's gonna have an even better year this year because defenses are probably going to be a little bit more honed in on Chase. Well, see if they can stop him. But I don't think that's a bad pick there at the 3-1 for T Higgins. But is that too early for Renfrow?
I think it's a little bit early for T. You know, like,
you think it's
I think once we understand everyone's outcome, you know, if Tom Brady comes back, you know, if Chris Godwin gets signed to another team, I think all those guys are going to be going ahead of T Higgins in my personal. So maybe it's high right. Maybe it doesn't feel high right now because there's so many question marks still on the board. You know, who's going to be Terry's quarterback? What's Michael Thomas?
Right.
Well, we're not high on Michael Thomas. Calvin Ridley. You know, where's
he
going to
take a little bit of a risk here, by the way. I'm assuming that they're either going to get one of these rookie quarterbacks who's competent, or they're going to get a veteran, maybe Aaron Rodgers. Who knows? I'm going to grab Deontay here at the end of the 3rd round and assume that he's going to continue to be a focal point of the offense going forward.
Okay.
Don't feel great about it, but I feel like you had the highest upside of the players on the board at that point.
Let's see. Rockley says, well, let's go to Twitch really
Rockley,
fast.
like broccoli.
Let's go to Twitch really fast. Sorry. So, like, Metcalf, if Brady retires, would Evan or even Godwin be a high pick? Look, here's
the thing, though. If Brady retires, I think Godwin's probably gone.
I think Godwin is gone, too. But we've also saw Mike Evans with Jameis Winston, which he's not the best quarterback, but he was always proven fantasy somewhat relevant with a average quarterback. So
I'll say this: if Brady retires, Mike Evans shouldn't go before the 4th round, or maybe 5th, early 5th. I guess it really does depend on what quarterback is coming in to replace him.
So
Tampa Bay after Brady. What's that team gonna look like? Maybe the same Tampa Bay we saw the years before Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know.
Rockley says Gibson over T for me easily. Man, as a Washington fan, I love Gibson, but it's the same coaching staff. You know, it's the same coaching staff that hypes him up and then doesn't deliver on what they said that they would do. And they want to bring McKissick back, so there's some question marks there. But as much as I love Gibson, I don't think they're actually going to use him the way that they have always said that they will. I think T is going to explode this year, man. I really think T Higgins is going to explode. I love the Jalen Waddle pick at the 3-7. I really wanted Waddle ideally to fall to me at the 3-10. Badaki goes Calvin Ridley here.
Yeah, I'm going to go. The reason why I took Calvin Ridley was because he was the guy that I feel he can go to a decent team with a decent quarterback, and he's not injured. I thought about Chris Godwin, but he's injured. You know, when's his timeline? When's he going to come back? Because that's who I truly prefer. But I'll go there, and I might go with a running back here.
Gator says pick Higgins because I wasn't picking again for a while and thought he may not make it back to me. Like we said before, you might have to reach if you're at either end of the draft. That's very true, Gator.
Yeah,
if you're at the 1 or the 12, you definitely do have to reach because that T Higgins wouldn't have come back to you. I promise you that. I mean, I definitely would have taken him at the 3-10. Probably would have gone in the next couple of picks. But yeah, Rockley, I definitely get what you're saying. The reality is, though, I really do believe that T Higgins is about to have a breakout year.
I have 2 Chiefs now.
I think the offense is going to have to change a little bit. I don't think they're going to be able to focus so much on. Hey, there's no tight ends off the board yet. Let's go ahead and change that, yeah? Oh, I picked the wrong tight end.
Let's go ahead and change that, yeah? And then he takes freaking Darren Waller. What an idiot. I mean...
I meant to click Mark Andrews.
Hey, that happens. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, well. Hey, it happens. I mean, I took 2 Chiefs. I mean, I took Clyde in the full one. I'm not necessarily excited. I mean, he was my guy this past year. I really liked him coming into this year. Gets injured. Had a little bit of a slow start. But when he got the ball, he was really, really decent in my opinion. So I still believe in this Chiefs run game and this offensive line with, with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And Zach is just baffled by, can't believe he made a dumb mistake. I mean, you say let's get a tight end here, and then all the tight ends go off the board. So
I was supposed to be Mark Andrews on my team.
Wow, 4 tight ends just went off the board.
Oh my gosh, yeah, then 4 tight ends.
You won't continue with Dante. It's mental.
No, the thing is though, I think Waller's a really good dynasty buy right now. We made a video about that as well, but anyway, totally Rockley. I agree. Sometimes you got to get your guy. Totally, man. I mean, you got to get your guy. You got to believe in what you believe, and at the end of the day, the guys that you believe in are going to carry you, or they're not going to carry you. I mean, I feel like I hit really well on my guys this year with Javonte, Eckler. Well, I definitely didn't hit with Marvin. He was a my guy, and I'm trying to remember who my last my guy was. T. Higgins. And then some years you just don't hit with your my guys, that happens.
Yeah, that was me. All my
I didn't want to say.
All my guys got hurt. They were either hurt or we thought they were going to get the production and they didn't get the production.
Yeah.
So it was terrible.
At the end of the day, you want to believe in the players and either ride or die by them. If you have a conviction on a player, follow that conviction. Yeah, the 4th does seem like really good value, though, for all these tight ends. Waller, Pitts, Kelsey, Andrews, Kittle. Feels like good value. These are guys who were going in the early second, sometimes in the first round last year. I would have preferred Andrews, then probably Kelsey, then maybe Waller, Pitts, Kittle, but whatever. Mm-hmm. There goes Waller on my team.
Yeah, it's all right.
Firefighter asked Allen before Mahomes. I think you're going to see that a lot this year, especially with his performance in the playoffs. But yeah. I think both are good options for quarterback 1 this year.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's just the rushing upside with Josh Allen, Yeah,
he definitely does that more, and
he just has
in the red zone, he's always got an opportunity to rush for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think that's really it.
He's a big body Benz member.
Big body Benz. Yeah, I think it's just the rushing upside, and Josh Allen can throw and run. Patrick Mahomes can throw and run too, but I think it's less often that you see Patrick Mahomes run, especially on the goal line, or in any case. Obviously he definitely runs. We saw that a lot in the playoff game, but I think throughout the
years, as a Chiefs fan, that was so intense to watch.
Yeah, he just kept running.
Josh Jacobs at the 411 is such good value. I think he's going to have such a good year. I love that pick at the 411. That is such good value, man.
Terry, George Kittle, Chris Godwin, Cooper, Josh Jacobs, and then Tyler Lockett with Tebow. Let's see what he goes again. I want to see if he goes down the running back or wide receiver. He might even go tight end there. Who knows? I have my eye on a guy, but I think Zach's probably is going to take him on the way back.
Maybe. Be careful.
There is 1, 2, 3, 4 5 teams that have 1 running back or less. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing some running backs going off the board.
Or maybe people are just picking best available player.
Exactly. Or maybe people are just doing that. So that's the expectation. I mean, there's still Roberto. Woo!
That's too early, man. That's too early for Bobby Trees.
Oh, my back.
We don't even know what his role is going to be next year. You know, I mean, OBJ might be more valuable.
Yeah, we gotta
I think that Tebow probably made that pick because Sleeper's ADP isn't updated, but I don't think that was the best pick there, personally.
Right. And there goes OBJ right
so
after.
There goes OBJ.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. See, this is another, once again, so many question marks this year, especially, obviously, we're doing these mock drafts really early in the season before, the season technically completely ends with the Super Bowl and everything. But all these guys can be going somewhere.
God damn it.
You always wait to get Travis Etienne, but it just never, and he never comes back to you.
4-3, he's not the best player on the board.
He just never comes back to you. So, like, I feel like
he's not the best player on the board at the 4-3, though.
You're just never going to get Travis Etienne. You're going to be upset the whole year.
Well, I've been doing a lot of mocks towards the end.
Okay.
Of the mocks. So Raiders started using Jacobs in the run game more at the end of the season. Yeah, I mean, I really think he's undervalued in Dynasty. I think he's undervalued in redraft. I mean, he finished top 12 and he was drafted so late this year. There goes Connor. We're assuming that obviously he's back with the Cardinals. I really hope the Cardinals draft Breece Hall.
I was just about to say, if Breece Hall, let's just say Breece Hall goes to the Cardinals, is this where he's going?
Yeah, earlier. If he goes to the Cardinals and they don't re-sign those guys, Breece Hall becomes late second, early third. There goes Elijah. I think we were both probably looking at him.
Yeah. I think
there's still good players on the board though. So Elijah's gone. Who am I targeting next then? Ooh, that's a little bit early for Penny.
Yeah, Rashad Penny here.
Still a lot of talent on the board.
There's definitely some people I have my eye on here. I can't show the community because they don't. Zach doesn't know, he doesn't know who he doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't know how to finesse the crowd,
Yeah.
Just doesn't know.
I just don't know. Guys, I just don't know.
Before he had a queue and everything, and he probably got like 4 or 5 people in his queue right now. He's chilling. Nobody's looking at his screen. Oh, you looked at my queue. You gotta finesse it.
He's Tizzy.
Here we go.
You're not on the board, brother.
No. I'm just reading. Dave says Zach was never gonna let him go. I think he's talking about Etienne. Yeah. Firefighter on Twitch says Mike Williams bowled out this year with Herbert. Yeah, he did bowl out, and then he had a massive fallout for fantasy.
Ball out till you fall out.
Yeah, so it was kind of up and down. And then Gated fan, I would have taken Jacobs if Cole hadn't.
Yeah, totally. No, I think I personally think Robert Woods and OBJ, they're both a little bit too early in the 5th round. I would feel more comfortable with them if they were in the 6th, 7th. Because we don't know what OBJ and Robert Woods and Van Jefferson are going to look like altogether.
Yeah.
And coming off the injury, guys like Pittman were still available, E.T. and Elijah Moore, Aaron Jones, some of the wide receivers. I just think it wouldn't have been my pick. That doesn't mean that I'm right or anything.
Yeah. Rock Lee says Breece Hall is a low-end RB1 his rookie season if he goes to Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
I definitely do agree. I think if they do draft the running back, he is going. Hold on, I'm on the Brown. There goes Monra. That's the guy I was hoping I can get right there. Didn't finesse enough, unfortunately, but that's okay because I have other people on my mind.
Do you? On my mind. Gonna be okay. You guys think I should start a singing career or just stick to fantasy?
Please don't.
There's options out there.
I'm going to take Hollywood Brown here.
Okay. He was in my queue. Wow.
I'm just thinking of running backs if I should take a third. I have 3 wide receivers. Maybe I should take another running back here, but
maybe you should, man.
Maybe I should and I will.
Maybe you should.
I see the guy that I like, the guy that I had a lot of hope for this past year. He did decent.
I already know who it is.
Who is it?
It's Michael Carter.
Michael Carter back. I'll see you there.
Wow. Hear that?
Now I'm 3.
No, Badaki actually just said, who is it? Because he just wanted to know who I thought should go next.
No, because it actually was Michael Carter. I took Swifty, Clyde with Michael Carter, and then Tyreek, Calvin.
Yeah, I'm on the board. Look, at this point, I think I'm going best player available. And to me, that's DJ Moore here in the 6th round. I'm hoping that they draft Kenny Pickett or one of those top quarterbacks, Sam Howell.
DJ Moore is such a hard guy to just evaluate.
Yeah, he is very
difficult.
A
talent, but there's just he didn't always have no one, but man, we saw what he can do. We saw a quick glimpse of what he can do if he had a quarterback that can stay consistent. You know, with Sam Darnold, he was going crazy.
Yeah, we got Gator fans saying, quick thoughts on Brady Rodgers next year. Do you think Connor gets re-signed? Brady, I think he'll be back. I 60% think he's back. I 40% think he could retire. Because there's this article that came out where he talks about his family and feels like he's realizing he's going to miss a lot of his family's life if he doesn't retire. And Rodgers, I think, is gone. I think he's going to find a new team. And Connor probably is re-signed. I think he probably re-signs unless they draft a running back, which I think they should instead.
Yeah, and look, for me, in the Tom Brady aspect, if he can't somehow get everyone to come back, I think defense played a big part. I think offense played a big part. I think it's really just Chris Godwin, if I'm not mistaken, and Lenny.
I'm gonna change the clock to 30 seconds. I was
fine.
Just realizing.
If he can at least get Lenny or Chris Godwin back, then maybe. But I think it all depends on everyone around him. Do the Bucs have enough money and salary cap to keep people so they can continue competing, or they're just gonna go have an average team with Tom Brady trying to lead, you know, a bad defense hypothetically? That would be hard for him, and he was like, there's no point me doing that. And Aaron Rodgers, I could definitely see him going to a different team, but we'll see if they somehow keep Devontae Adams. I truly believe he will consider staying.
Yeah, maybe. Firefighter says, for a sorry team, Brandon Cooks did good towards the end of the year. Yeah, he was pretty reliable up and down. You know, I think he's probably a good value here where he was drafted. Has that connection with Davis Mills. I think they ride with Davis Mills, and you saw him be fantasy relevant with Mills. And unless Nico Collins has a breakout year, it's probably Cooks's wide receiver room.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it happening.
Times. We got Dave here with 4 running backs on his team, 1 wide receiver.
On, dude.
I don't know if he's going to get autoed.
He got
autoed.
Yeah, Rondell Moore.
Dave got autoed.
We did change the clock to 30 seconds as a reminder. That's really easy to turn off the auto draft setting there, Dave. Just go to the queue and then slide auto pick off if you see it right here.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, Rondell, let's believe for a breakout for Ron the Don. The talent's there. There's just no volume. Let's get the guy some volume.
Hey, Rob. Hey, that was another guy I was considering taking over Michael Carter, but I didn't think Michael Carter was going to come back to me, and I'd rather have 3 running backs because I already have, I think, high-end wide receivers in my opinion. But I like A-Rob. I think there's an opportunity for him to have a good bounce-back year if he goes to the right team.
Yeah, I agree. There goes Kyler. Surprised how long these quarterbacks lasted. And, you know, what's funny is this always happens in mock draft season, and then we get towards the actual drafts.
Yeah, people
just take these quarterbacks in the 3rd round, you know?
Yeah, that happens every single time. And you're like, what the F? Literally, I remember Zach one time, we were sitting and he was like, man, we have really good friends, and we were trying to figure out who they were going to draft. And we were completely wrong.
Yeah.
Everything that we thought was wrong.
Do you want to elaborate at all?
No, on the picks, like we went through each and every pick, and it was wrong.
Oh, okay,
remember,
right.
We were trying to figure out if like the close friends that we thought like we know these guys. Nah,
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what they were gonna do.
This person will take a running back. This person take a wide receiver. There's no way he will take a quarterback this early. Next minute, he does take the quarterback this early, and then all that stuff happens. So
next
minute, there goes Lamar.
Next minute,
Joey B. Rashad Bateman, Kareem Hunt with Singletary at the 7-1. Interesting. That's his third RB there.
Goes Ronald Jones.
He believes in it.
It's a little early for Ronald, no?
No, I mean I definitely believe it's early, but maybe he believes that Lenny's not going to come back and they're just going to run with Rojo. So that could definitely be a thing if Tom doesn't come back and Lenny doesn't come back. So
true. I feel like if they're going to resign one of them, it feels like they trust Lenny.
Yeah.
But, does. I mean, anything is possible at this point. There goes Cortland Sutton. I mean, who knows? What if Aaron Rodgers ends up in Denver? That could skyrocket Sutton's value. There goes MT. And I was hoping Jerry Jeudy was going to fall to me. And I am operating... with this pick, thinking maybe Aaron Rodgers comes. If it's not Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to make this pick here. But if Rodgers is there, I think Jeudy is a great weapon for him. So
okay,
I'll take Jerry Jeudy there at the 7-10. I mean, pretty much similarly to where he was going last year. Didn't have the breakout we wanted him to have.
Yeah.
Was that his fault? I don't think so.
Jack's on the board.
Really bad quarterback play around him.
I really hope that he doesn't take my guy. Oh, please no, please no, please no, please no, please no.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, that's what I wanted. I wanted Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I was considering Devonta.
I wanted Devonta Smith there. I think he had him on his queue. That's why it went down so late. I
was considering him.
Okay, who the hell am I gonna take? I didn't even have a backup there because I was like, Zach is gonna
take Wayne the Train Gallman.
Wayne the Train Gallman. Shit, you don't realize how fast this thing goes. I'm just gonna go quarterback here. No, I'm not gonna go quarterback because it's way too early.
Oh, come on, dude.
I think you just got auto picked.
I got Julio Jones. F me. Look, not terrible.
Oh, that is amazing. I love that. I love seeing that happen. That is awesome.
You know what? I'm just gonna take TJ here then.
You love to see it. Am I right? You love to see it.
That's whack, yo. I wanted to take Devonta. I was sold on it. I was like, I had a good lineup. I was like, I love Devonta like this, blah blah blah, and then Jack had him on the queue.
Hey, that's pretty good value for TJ there.
Yeah, I like it there for TJ. Look, Julio's not terrible either. My wide receiver 4. I mean, another year in this offense, if with Tannehill, who knows? I gotta talk off my pick,
I'm out.
Come on.
All right, so there's a couple wide receivers I really like left on the board.
Has yours froze?
No.
Okay, I need to refresh because it says come on, and
I kind of already have a couple upside guys.
Tony Pollard.
So
okay.
I'm gonna take Mike and assume that he re-signs in LA. Yeah, I'm okay with this team. Mike Williams comes back. DJ Moore gets a decent quarterback. Jerry Jeudy gets Rodgers. A lot of stuff has to happen, but it's a team that I can win with, I think.
Yeah.
Hard times.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy and Rodgers and Jeudy will be insane. I do believe that, Garrett.
Agreed.
Kenny G.
No love for Adam Thielen, firefighter says. I think I honestly just forgot about Adam Thielen. Has he not been picked? I mean, now he's definitely going to get picked now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too early for Galladay.
Yeah. And Kenny G there. Look, as a Giants fan, you never know what can happen.
Too early, man. That is way too early for Kenny. Kenny needs to be like a 12th, 13th last round pick.
Oh, I don't think he'll go that late, in my opinion. I think from 8 to 10, that's where I see him going.
Nah. What happened from last year that makes you trust him? I mean,
it's not that I trust him. I'm taking a shot on him. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a shot, and I'm believing in hopefully that this offense is going to turn around, and whoever comes in is going to be the main priority. Like this whole team, this whole narrative of what we saw last year has and probably will and is going to change in my opinion. And that's maybe me talking biasly as a Giants fan, but I think in a fantasy perspective,
probably
you should hope that in Kenny Golladay as a talent, they paid him big money, and hopefully they need to utilize him.
They paid him big money before last year, and that didn't pan out very well.
Yeah, they paid him money last year, and they didn't utilize him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said, and then you said that.
I'm saying like what's going to change from last year? There goes Adam Thielen at the 8-10.
Yeah, there he goes.
And then Ramondre. I was hoping Ramondre would come back around. That was probably ambitious for me to hope that he would be there.
Yeah. If you guys want to play in a league with us, whether it's redraft or dynasty, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. We got a lot of people sign up already for some new leagues.
On the wait list, yeah.
On the wait list. Maybe Zach can put that in the chat if you want. Look, we give our rankings. We're going to be releasing our rankings here very soon. We just finalized the rankings, and we're going to be releasing them in the next couple of days. And early rankings, obviously, all those are subject to change. And
for dynasty and rookie. And
anything fantasy related advice that you need throughout the season or off season. If you want, we just have, the fantasy hotline, access any questions all throughout the season. So that's in the chat as well.
If you just need a nice little community to play with. I mean, we've got a lot of great people in this community. It's been really, really fun to get to know people.
I mean,
Tebow's in the league, Dave, Sean.
Yeah, Dave, Sean.
We've got Mad Nerd in the league.
Mad Nerd won.
Jack.
Mad Nerd won our league this year.
So he's a golden goat. I can't call myself a golden goat. I didn't win any of our leagues this year.
Yeah, actually. They got another run of tight ends there. Logan Thomas, Dalton Schultz, and Pat the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem
Pat's
Mostert.
going to be interesting, man. Pat's going to be a really interesting player this year.
Yeah. Matthew
with the uncertainty at quarterback.
Yeah.
Hard times.
Definitely a lot of question marks with Pat, but I think he will be the focal point. Juju's going to be gone, at least the expectation that he is. Nice. I like Tony. I like Tony.
Damn it.
And Cordell
Those
Patterson.
are two players I was hoping to get with this next pick, Tony and Patterson. Okay.
I just don't see Patterson going to another team and doing what he did in Atlanta.
I mean, it's been a 9th round pick. Maybe he comes back to Atlanta. I feel like it's worth the risk there.
Yeah, if he does stay in Atlanta, but I think I don't know.
There's just no running backs that I like here at all.
David Johnson.
There's not a single running back that I can look at and say, yeah, I want that player on my team. So I'm going to go for a high upside player again. Stack up the wide receivers. Gabe Davis, the end of the 9th. Nice little high upside play there. You never know.
You just never know.
You never know. I guess we'll never know. David Johnson.
Let's see where Jack goes right here. Cole Clement. Here we go. All right. I am going.
I'll just quickly say something on that Cole Kmet pick. Just if we can ever offer some wisdom, we will. As you make your pick, Badaki.
Mm-hmm.
If you can read the board and people ahead of you, for example, Badaki was the only pick between your picks, Jack, and he had T.J. Hawkinson. So he's probably not going to grab Cole. You could have grabbed any other position here.
Wow.
And I'm just saying, Badaki, you wouldn't have taken Cole Kmet, right?
No, I wouldn't have.
Just in like future drafts for you guys in the upcoming year, dynasty and redraft. If you read the board, sometimes you can risk. And in this scenario, it's pretty certain that Cole would have come back to him. So
yeah,
that's just something that I do when I read the board. I say who's got what position, and yeah, I hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Jalen Hurts in the 10th round.
I got Jacoby
Pretty good value.
Myers and Jalen Hurts, a guy that I think we've kind of been going back and forth, but I think I'm liking Jalen Hurts more and more. The rushing upside is fantastic. I think he was second, or he led the league in rushing in the cornerback room, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Josh Allen.
Yeah,
but
I'm okay with him in redraft.
Yeah.
I'm not okay to invest in him in Dynasty, but. Uh-oh. Is it an auto? It's an auto. Jack, you got autoed.
It happens.
It does. It does happen. All right. At this point. Oh my God. There's just no running backs.
There's none whatsoever. I think I think this is why Dave just went 3 running backs. Like, let me get out the way and go high upside in wide receivers, and that might be the play in redraft.
I think the wide receivers that I have, at least half of these guys are going to hit, and then I can use that as trade bait for a running back. I have Javonte, Miles. So until I have to face bye weeks, I feel comfortable with those 2 guys. I just always want to take best player available. I don't want to reach on, like, I was thinking about taking Deontay Foreman there. Why would I do that? You know,
I think if you can use one of these guys as trade bait, but like, you know, who you're gonna have to everyone's not gonna target the guys that you have. Let's hypothetically, if we're gonna trade with people that you have right now,
I'm always gonna take best player available. That's what I'm saying.
No,
and
I understand.
I think that the chances of Chase Claypool being relevant in fantasy or Deonta Foreman or Zach Moss is way, way higher. So I don't want to waste my pick on a running back there. And I just think like it typically works out for me if I take best player available with trade opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And yeah, look, Dave brings up a good point. It's like there's no running back, there's no rookies at the moment either. So there's going to be another 4 or 5 running backs that we can kind of take chances on and see what they can be doing. So
running back depth is pretty bad, Garrett.
I've always been, big on running backs, and maybe I wouldn't have taken Tyreek. I could have had, I don't know, Mitchell, Gibson, but I feel like that would have been a little bit early at the 2-1 or 3-12. Maybe Gibson at the 2-1 potentially, but I don't know.
I mean, bro, you could have taken Javonte, Dobbins. Like you're ruling out all those guys.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even see that. Sorry, I was looking at the third round. But yeah, I could have took all those guys instead of having Tyreek and Calvin. Calvin's a question mark, things like that. That's why I love going running back heavy. And then hoping for those high upside players, but we'll see.
I was just thinking a PPR format this year. I'm going to be drafting elite wide receivers before I draft running backs. I mean, think about how many running backs were injured last year, man. Let's actually think about that. How many running backs that are off the board missed time last year due to injury, extended time? Derrick Henry, yes, at the 1-2. Kamara, yes. Cook, yes. CMC, yes. Swift, yes. Dobbins, out for the year. Montgomery, yes. Akers, out for the year. Chubb, yes.
Yeah,
Mitchell, missed 6 games.
I think that gives it more reason to get more quarterbacks.
Fournette,
to get more running backs.
Clyde, injured. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I think
now let's look at the wide receivers.
You're saying that, but like that gives me more reason to get more running backs, so like I can have depth at that position.
I disagree because there's a higher chance that a running back that you spend on is going to be injured, and you're not going to have him on your team. What teams won last year? I personally think it was the teams that had dominant wide receivers, but there's 2 ways you can look at it. I just think you have to have a good wide receiver core because those are the players that don't get injured. Wide receivers don't get injured like running backs do, is what I'm saying. Like,
no, I get it.
Easy for a running back to get injured, and I think that multiple weeks.
The wide receiver room is so large that like you can take your chances with the high upside players. For example,
you can, but you're not going to get those secure guys if you wait to get a wide receiver in the 6th round. What, your starting wide receivers could be Sutton, Golladay, Mike, No,
I mean I can get 3 wide receivers off back. For example, I think Dave is a good example. Obviously, Rondale Moore got auto drafted, but let's just say he went 3 running backs. He got David, Monty, Mitchell, and then he got Cooper, and then he got another wide receiver. He could have had Michael Pittman at the 5-3. He could have had Elijah Moore. He could have had St. Brown, Hollywood Brown. Then he would have had 2, solid wide receivers, in my opinion.
See, I'm not comfortable with that wide receiver room.
Right.
That's not enough wide receiver room depth for me. And also, I mean, Montgomery and Kamara both missed like more than 4 or 5 games last year. So I running backs, there's a reason. You actually look at all the running backs on the board, they all missed time. But most of these wide receivers did not miss time. You know what I mean? We keep going. Like I said, Etienne was out for the year. Connor missed time. Zeke was not himself because of injury. Penny only played the last couple of games. Aaron Jones missed time with an injury. Miles Sanders missed time with an injury. Carter. Kareem Hunt. You know, I mean, there's a reason that running backs get injured more than any other position. I mean, on Snap, what's up? He said, "Can I ask why Adams and Hill went in the second round? I'm not the best at fantasy." No stress, man. I think Tyreek Hill is going to be considered in the first round in drafts this year for sure. From the 1.9 to the 2.3, that's probably where Tyreek's going to go. You're going to see him go around that time period. It's not uncommon to see him go earlier. It's not uncommon to see him go later, but the 2.1 is probably the latest you'll see him go. And then Adams, I think the reason Adams is going later is because no one thinks that Rodgers is going to be back in Green Bay. You know what I mean? So I think that's why people are saying we're starting to see Adams fall, is because the consensus right now is that he's probably not going to be back here in Green Bay.
Guys, we kind of, as we're going back and forth. Dave Dixon, he says, "I'm one waiting for all my wide receivers. Rock Lee, also robust RBs. Don't just draft all injured prone RBs."
But that's all the running backs that people drafted last year weren't injured running backs. They got injured. Do you know what I mean?
I think that was just one year where we saw a lot of injury.
Dobbins wasn't injured before people got him. Swift wasn't injured before people got him. Same with Monty. Same with Akers. Like, you can't predict those injuries.
Yeah, and Dave says you can get my point with wide receivers way down the board. Like I agree on, you know, getting the wide receivers late. Man, your zero RB guys wouldn't last a day in my cash league, just being honest. Maybe.
I don't know who the people are that you play with, honestly, so I couldn't really say anything about it.
This fan that heavy sneaky.
JT didn't get injured. Yeah, we're talking about one running back. Let's look at the rest. Okay, I'll make my final point. Let's start from the very top. Let's count the amount of running backs that were injured last year and missed more than 1 or 2 games. Okay, Henry, yes. Kamara, yes. Cook, yes. That's 3. CMC is 4. Swift is 5. Dobbins is 6. Montgomery is 7. Akers is 8. Chubb is 9. Gibson is 10. Saquon is 11. Fournette is 12. Clyde is 13. I believe Jacob missed 3 games. That's 14. Etienne is 15. Connor is 16. Penny is 17. Jones is 18. Sanders is 19. Carter is 20. Okay, so we're only in the 6th round. And 20 out of 25 running backs missed 3+ weeks. I don't know what else to say, guys. I don't know what else to say.
Look, there's so many wide receivers that got hurt as well. You know, I mean, like, if we wanted to play, like,
if you look through those wide receivers, not many of the wide receivers on the board that missed time. AJ Brown's probably.
I mean, AJ Brown,
the only one on the board that missed, you know, an extended period of time.
DeAndre Hopkins, Jalen Waddle missed time. I mean, Calvin Ridley, obviously, you know, Devontae Adams. I mean, he missed 1 game. But yeah, maybe not Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, or Jamar Chase. I'm pretty, maybe Jamar Chase did miss 1 game potentially. I don't know. You know, Terry was out as well. Like, if we wanted to do that, like, we can, like, we definitely can. But like, I think, like, the argument is, like, you know,
I definitely respect everyone's opinion. Sure.
I think, like, the wide receiver room is so large that, like, maybe we investing in more than 1 running back, or more than, you know, 2 to 3 running backs is important. In a fantasy draft perspective. So
no, it definitely is. It definitely is. I think you have to keep in mind who were the more valuable running backs this year. People who were taken in like the 6th, 7th round. Think about it. Guys like Fournette, guys like James Conner, Melvin Gordon ended up being a really good value. So if we actually go back and look at the first round, the running backs that were picked in the first round, it's not an opinion. It's just a fact that more than half of them were injured and screwed people's teams. So it's just a point I'm bringing up. I'm just saying I would prefer to have a strong wide receiver room. And I do believe in DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis. So I do think there's enough trade value there for me to get not a top 12 running back, but a top 24 guy who's serviceable if one of those guys breaks out.
Right. Okay.
It's definitely understandable. And there's no need for the hostility, by the way. Like, it's not from you. I'm just saying from everyone. Like, it's just an opinion that I'm bringing.
I don't think anyone's being hostile. I mean, at least I haven't kept up with the chat. I've been trying to.
Rockley, what's wrong, bro? It's okay to have a different opinion.
Hold on. Who'd you take? Oh, Ryan Tannehill. I'll take Tua here, just in case. All right. I'm just trying to catch up. There's so much. I think
there is actually so much activity in the chat.
There's so much happening. Sorry, guys. Obviously we were talking, and I know you guys are going back and forth. I'm just reading. Let me just read the point drafted.
Why is Zach Moss on? I don't remember talking about Zach Moss.
With demolish you, or so Zach when you ride back to destroy. What are you doing? JT Naziak, Rashad, Jamar. Sorry, we're just catching up really fast so we can understand. How many wide receivers scored less than 5 points that weren't injured? The draft that grabbed two handcuffs that played in cash leagues.
Yeah, there's great points both ways. And I'm historically someone who gets running backs early. I'm literally just trying to share a thought process.
Nah, it's all good. Either way, let's do draft grades. You want to do draft grades?
Yeah, you go first.
Either way, it's all love anyway.
There's a question here from Admi on Snap. Makes sense. Another question is, what's the main reason for JT going in the first? Is it because of Henry injured? I mean, JT was by far the best running back last year, so he will be the 1.1 in every redraft for sure. Derrick Henry, I mean, from the 1.2 to the 1.4, like in that area, it's completely up to what someone believes in at that point, between Henry, Cook, Harris, Eckler, CMC, maybe even Kamara.
Yeah.
Rockley says you can't predict injuries, yet you're predicting running back injuries. I'm actually not predicting that these players are going to get injured. I'm just telling you what happened last year. I'm going through and looking at the players that were injured last year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions here.
Yeah, it's just matter of opinions.
Rock,
honestly.
I don't know what to tell you at this point, man. I feel like you're not hearing me. That's okay. You're having a different opinion. I actually think it's okay. Like, it's okay to have a different thought process, to think, and to agree or disagree, but we can do it respectfully.
Yeah, it's all good. Let's go. Let's do draft.
Dave says Zach and I have opposing opinions, and we were in the finals together. It's just a matter of opinion, for sure.
Yeah. All right. At the 101, Tebow, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Darren Singletary, Raheem Mostert, and Williams there with T. Higgins, Tyler Lockett, Roberto Woods, Michael Gallup, and then you have Kyler Murray, Trey Lance with Logan Thomas, and Robert Bobby Tanyan Trees. I forgot his nickname. Look, obviously Bobby Tanyan. Yeah, at the 101, it's a little bit difficult. You have to stretch. I think, I agree. The Robert Woods pick at the 5-1 wasn't the best. He's injured. We had to figure out what's going to happen with him and what that workload is going to look like. So it's definitely questionable. I think Kyler Murray at the 6-12 is great value, high rushing upside there with Singletary at the 7-1. Raheem Mostert is another guy that I'm kind of questionable on. I think he could have gone somewhere else. I would have, I don't know, maybe a wide receiver or something. Let's see. I mean, Kadarius Toney was still on the board. Gabriel Davis was still on the board. There was a lot of people I think he could have taken over Raheem Mostert, because I do believe it's the end of the road for Raheem. I don't know what's going to happen with him, and I think he's just very injury prone. That I don't think anyone's going to really want him. So look, the team is decent. Obviously, you had a couple stretches, but you had a stretch at the 101, which makes sense. But I'm gonna give this team a C+B-. I love the first 3 picks though. I think JT, Najee, and T. Higgins are amazing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Cole World. There was a quick question in the chat. It was from John Edwards. He says, "What do you guys think about DK if Russ leaves? Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed evening." Thanks for joining, John. We actually talked about this a little bit early, but I think DK probably moves to a late third, mid fourth. It's really going to depend on who's the quarterback there. Is there a veteran there or is it a rookie? The talent is obviously there with DK, but we've seen what it can look like if the quarterback and him aren't on the same page. So he'll definitely drop in value. And in Dynasty, it's really hard to predict him. All right, cool. So let's give a draft grade to Cole World. Derrick Henry, Cam Akers, Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Stevenson, Darrell Henderson. Your wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, OBJ, Allen Robinson, Russell Gage, Antonio Brown. Quarterback is Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. And then you have Dalton Schultz. Probably a good value, sneaky little value there in the 9th. I mean, if Amari Cooper is really going to be traded, then Dalton Schultz value is going to probably rise. And he's only 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 25, he'll probably be 26 by the time next season starts. So yeah, I like this team. I am not I'm not necessarily on the Akers train, but I do think it's good value where you got him. If you are going to grab Akers, I mean, I've seen some people take him early second. I think that's a little bit too high for me, but I'm okay with the 211. I love the Josh Jacobs pick there at the 411. This is a running back that finished top 12 last year, and we're still undervaluing him at this point. I like the tight end. I like the quarterbacks. Don't love the wide receiver room. That doesn't mean that you can't win games. Again, what's OBJ going to look like when it's Van, OBJ, Robert Woods? Is Allen Robinson going to be the same player ever again? So there's only one wide receiver I'm obsessed with. That doesn't mean that the other wide receivers will hit, but it's just going to depend on how the team looks when the season begins. I think it's a good team. The wide receiver room is my only nitpick, but I would give this a B flat team.
Yeah, I like him. Decent. Dave, what's up, brother? Alvin Kamara, Monty, Elijah Mitchell with Travis Etienne. Then you have Amari Cooper, Rondale Moore, Adam Thielen, Van Jefferson, Jarvis Landry, and Kendrick Bourne with Joe Moneybag Burrows and Mac Jones. And then Pat the Dragon. I like the first 3 picks. I love your running back room. I think it's great depth, and I believe in everyone there. Amari, I like Amari. Decent. I think we're going to see where he's going to go next year, if he's even going to get traded, but he should still be with the Cowboys. I think the downfall is the wide receiver room. A lot of question marks. I think Thielen comes back, he'd be fine. Rondale Moore, I think, was a little bit high, but I think that was an auto draft. I think you would have. I wonder who you would have taken there if you didn't get auto draft picked. But I like this team overall. I think it's a decent team. There's a lot of, I like it. B flat, B plus. I like the Thielen pick as well. I think I said that 8-10. I think it's good value for Adam Thielen and Van Jefferson. We got to see what his role is going to be next year. Maybe OBJ is not there, and maybe his role grows. And Roberto Woods has a slow recovery, and Van Jefferson.
That like Van Jefferson in the 10th or Robert Woods and OBJ at the beginning of the 5th.
Yeah,
I feel like Van is probably the better value there.
Yeah, 100%. I think his role is going to continue to expand, especially kind of glimpses of what we saw this past year. So I like it. Sure.
All right, Sean, you got Dalvin Cook, Antonio Gibson, James Conner, Alexander Madison, and J.D. McKissick. Wide receivers are Metcalf, Godwin, Bateman, Kirk. Quarterbacks are Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. Tight end is Knox and Henry. I feel like Henry's pretty good. Knox and Henry are both really good values where you got them. I hate that I took Darren Waller in the 4th round when I look at the fact that you can get Knox and Schultz and Freiermuth and even Henry that late. That's pretty good value. Running backs I like. I don't know where James Conner is going to be, but I'm assuming you drafted him assuming that he would be back in Arizona and have the same role. So if that's true, then that is good value. Wide receivers, Metcalf. If Russ is back, I love the pick. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have made it. Bateman, Kirk. There's not a ton of wide receiver depth here. And again, it's just a thought process I've been having lately. So that is something that I would have liked to see on the team. A little bit more strength there at wide receiver depth. But this is a good team. I'm going to give this a B+. This is a good team. I can see how it could win games for sure.
Team 5, our season. You got Najee, Kareem Hunt, Chris Carson, Jamal Williams, and Keyshawn Vaughn. Keyshawn Vaughn. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. I think that name's just funny. I'm not laughing because you picked him. I think the name Keyshawn Vaughn is funny. Is it Keyshawn Vaughn? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, why is that funny?
I don't know. I think the name Keyshawn is funny. Anyways, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Boyd with Devonta Parker, with George Kittle there at the 4-8, and then Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott falling to the 9-5. Wow. A lot of people were taking him really early as a QB4, especially in redrafts, QB4, 5-ish. In redrafts, which is very, very interesting last year. But I think the value of George Kittle is great at the 4-8. You get Najee. I like Keenan Allen and Mike Evans. I think whoever's going to be there for Mike. I think Mike is going to be a guy he can be successful with any quarterback, in my opinion. I think he has that talent. With Michael Pittman at the 5-5 and Brandon Cooks. Look, I'm always somebody that strays away from Brandon Cooks, but I get it. You know, I can see how he can have a good season. He can be that wide receiver 1 there. You know, more connection with Davis Mills if that continues. But I mean, maybe I would have taken a chance on Allen Robinson over Brandon Cooks, but that's my thought process there. And the running back room, I think this is where it kind of falls for me. Kareem Hunt at the 7-5, a great high upside guy. I get it. So I like that pick, but I think where it was Chris Carson, Jamal Williams, and all those guys, there's just a lot of question marks. I feel like you only have 2 true running backs there. So Garrett says he thinks Brandon Cooks was an auto pick for him. So okay.
I think that was good value though. Still,
yeah, it's still not terrible, but like I would have taken Allen Robinson. I would have taken a chance on Bateman potentially. And that's just my opinion. I think this team is a good team overall. I like it. I like the first 4. I like the first 5 picks actually. So I'm gonna give this team a B flat actually, just B flat.
B flat. Okay. All right. I am grading Dante. You got Eckler, Elliott, Ronald Jones, and Chuba Hubbard. Your wide receivers are Diggs, Hopkins, Terry, Mooney. Quarterback is Stafford. This is a great team, by the way, just looking at it. In my opinion, this is a team that I really, really like. You've got a top 10 quarterback in Stafford, then you've got a top 12 quarterback in Cousins, in case there's any in case one of those players falls off this year. You got 3 wide receivers that you can rely on, high upside wide receiver in Mooney. Love that you have Eckler and you got Zeke at the 5. While I don't like Zeke and I'm not targeting him, to get him in the 5th round is really, really good value. I think you did what I was trying to say really, really well. You stacked up on great wide receivers and still have running backs that you can rely on. Now, Jones, maybe he goes in free agency. That's your thought process and starts for a team somewhere. And Hubbard, we never know if CMC is going to be injured or not. So I really, really like this team. I think there's good value at most picks. I will say the Ronald Jones pick, I think there were better running backs on the board. So, but I like this team. I'm going to give this an A-. This is an A- team for me.
Yeah, I definitely like the team. I think, is Zeke really going to go in the 5th round in redrafts? No way.
I don't know, man.
There's no way that's happening.
I don't know.
I think that's a big question mark for me going into the season. I'll be crazy if that actually happens. Garrett here with CMC, J.K. Dobbins, James Robinson, Zach Moss, and Kenneth Gainwell with Jalen Waddle, Elijah Moore, Brandon Ayuk, Kadarius Toney, and Laviska Shenault. I remember him saying he doesn't like the Laviska Shenault pick with Mark Andrews and Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson. I like this team. This is probably my favorite team personally. I love the CMC. I love Dobbins. And I think James Robinson, if there's enough time, he can be a decent wide receiver 3 with,
this is the best team for sure.
The 40% workload if that continues to happen. Your wide receiver room, I love Jalen Waddle at the 3-7, and you know how I feel about Elijah Moore and Brandon Cooks and Kadarius Toney. I like it. Brandon Ayuk, sorry.
You're good.
And then Laviska Shenault, obviously with the downfall, but there's still upside there with Laviska. We just don't know what that is, but the drops are terrible.
Oh my gosh, what a terrible year for him.
And we're just hoping that Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson are going to play next year. And if they do play, this is the best team on paper, in my personal opinion. Probably besides Zach Moss. That's the only question mark in my opinion. Is like, what's going to happen with him? I like to see him a lot.
I think it was good though.
This is an 8. This is an 18 for me.
Yeah, A flat.
Yeah, A flat.
Yeah, and Garrett did the players that fell to him. I feel like he did the opposite of loading up on wide receivers early. And really hit wide receivers around round 3 to 6 and hit pretty much on all of the wide receivers that he drafted. So
yeah,
that's the opposite side of the coin. All right, Mad Nerd. Your wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Hunter Renfrow, Cortland Sutton, Davis, Jones, and Robbie Anderson. Your tight end is Kelsey. Quarterback is Russell Wilson. Your running backs are Penny, Harris, Melvin, and Patterson. So this is an example of someone doing obviously a no RB strat or wide receiver heavy, however you want to look at it. And I can definitely see how he's going to win games. I think Renfrow was probably too early. Maybe instead of reaching for Renfrow at the 3-8, that's where you grab a running back. Now, what's the running back that you grab, right? Because there's not a ton of running backs there that we have a bunch of confidence in. But I like this team. I can definitely see how it would win. Running back room is definitely not the strongest. So maybe you should have gotten a running back there where Renfrow was instead. But, I mean, Deebo Samuel, will he have running back eligibility next year? Maybe you found a hack. I like this team, but the running back room is definitely not the strongest. And you can see if you don't get a good running back early on, how it could hurt you later on. So this is a B flat for me.
Okay. Team 9, you got Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Michael Thomas, Kenny G, Juju Smith, and Curtis Samuel. With Say, Aaron Jones, Chase Edmonds, and Najee Harris. Then you got Kyle Pitts and Patrick Mahomes.
I love that team as well. Like, this is, sorry, just to bounce in there. This is a really good example of getting elite wide receivers, but still grabbing the running backs that you feel like have enough upside to carry your team.
Yeah, I like the first 6 picks, and I think where it goes to from there down, I think this is where it really falls off. At least falls off in questions. What's going to happen with each and every one of these guys? If Michael Thomas is going to play, I mean, what's happening with Kadarius Toney and this workload? Is that going to change? Is Chase Edmonds going to be the starting running back or have any workload? Is he even going to re-sign with this team? Juju Smith, where is he going? Curtis Samuel, I mean, he was hurt for the majority of the year last year. I forgot about Tyler Higbee, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Tyler Higbee on a good offense. And Nyheim Hines, we thought there was going to be some sort of workload, and that wasn't the case when Jonathan Taylor became the RB1. So I think from 1 to 6, I mean, from first round to 6th round, amazing picks. The rest are a bunch of question marks. In my opinion, this is like a B flat team, but I do agree. Like the first 6 picks, amazing. The rest,
I like that team a lot. I would grade it a little bit higher, but I understand the concerns. All right, so Jack, you're the last player that we're gonna grade here.
Jack, my brother.
You got Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, AJ Dillon, Tony Pollard, Myles Gaskin. Wide receivers are Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devonta Smith, Josh Palmer, Bryan Edwards. Quarterback is Josh Allen. Tight end is Komet and Fant. So it's a good team. There's a lot of question marks.
Yeah, it's a lot of ups and downs. Mixon, like so
I
many
love
things.
Mixon. I think that's great value there for Mixon.
Oh, amazing.
But with Adams, what's the situation going to look like? Fournette, will he be back? AJ Dillon, what is AJ Dillon's value if Rodgers leaves? What will that look like in a redraft perspective? Can Devontae Smith get the ball consistently from Jalen Hurts? I think it's good value where you got Devontae, though, for sure. And then I don't think there's a tight end. While I love Komet and I see upside with him, there's not a tight end that you have that I feel like I can super, super rely on. So that is a couple things that I feel like there's definitely upside here, but there's also question marks. So I'm going to give this just a B-. I think it's a good team, but there's a lot of things that have to go right in order for you to be championship contending.
I think that means Garrett is the winner of this week. For mock draft winner of the week. Guys, remember, this is all our opinions. This is all our thought process. All these things.
Totally.
Everything is going to change. Maybe you shouldn't be taking Waddle at the 3-1, or maybe you shouldn't be taking, Mitchell at the 3-3. There's so many things that are going to happen throughout the offseason and throughout the year. And remember, rookies are not even in this. So this is just all hypothetical, definitely. All for fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, congratulations, Garrett. Let's hype it up.
Yeah, hype it up. I always forget that.
Honestly, why are you forgetting the hype? No, seriously, that was fun. I hope that we can always respectfully have different opinions on this channel. If you guys have different opinions, bring them for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else to say.
Make sure,
like I said, I'm normally an RB heavy person. I'm trying to bring different perspectives, trying to bring different thought processes. I mean, we are still months and months and months and months away from the season. So it's good to think a little bit differently. And whether that's right or whether that's wrong, just think outside the box. And I hope that we can always do it respectfully here at Fantasyland too. So if I wasn't respectful, that's on me. I felt like I was respectful, but if I wasn't, that's on me, and I apologize. But always want people to feel like it's a safe space to bring their opinions, bring their thoughts, and be heard. So if I wasn't hearing Rock Lee or anyone, that's on me. But yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all love either way. We all love football, fantasy football. We all have different opinions. Make sure you like this video. Make sure if you want to mock with us next time, you join our Discord and in the link in the description, or maybe Zach can put in the chat. We'll see. But solo.to/fantasylandfootball. We also have a Dynasty channel. Make sure you subscribe to that. So much content of rookie profiles, buy or sell, panic meters, our top 10 wide receivers and our top 5 running backs in the 2022 class. So make sure you go check that out. Zach did that. That's actually
just
really
recorded
fun.
A bunch of content today as well. I'm excited to release it and share it with you guys.
Yeah, we have obviously Garrett Wilson is out. We did a profile on him. Then we got Jameson Williams. We have Treylon Burks. We're gonna do everyone. Breece Hall, I think, is probably tonight. I have to double check, but if not tonight, then in the next couple
if
days.
You're watching, are you on the Discord? I was going to give you a shout out here. I'm not sure if you're watching anymore, but if you are, comment what your username is. But yeah, I mean, mock draft tomorrow on the Dynasty channel.
Yeah, mock draft tomorrow on the Dynasty channel, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, all love.
All love. Have a good rest of your day, guys.
Deuce.